Lighthouse Craft with Izzy. Yeah!
Okay, welcome to Wednesday's craft, or if you are 5 or 6. Today we are going to be creating a silhouette picture. I really like this one because this one you can hang in a window afterwards and look at it all of the time. So in your craft pack you will have an outline of a lighthouse, a gold frame or white, but we're going to use the gold side, and some tissue paper and a few other bits. We're going to ignore the other bag for the moment and we're going to focus on our tissue paper and the black frame. So with your PVA glue you need to be really careful today because the tissue paper and the black paper is only thin. So if you put loads of glue on it, it's going to go really soggy and break. So today we've got to be really careful to only use a little bit of glue. So if I take my glue spreader, I'm going to glue around the edge of my lighthouse. I'm going to put a layer of glue, very thin layer, all the way around the edge of my lighthouse. Because tissue paper doesn't require that much glue to stick. Well, you'll be better at doing a thin layer because I'm doing this very quickly. Let's try and get some more in there. There we go, some around the corners, make sure it's fully glued. So your lighthouse might have a layer of glue that looks a little bit like that. You're then going to take some tissue paper. Now you can choose what colours you want. I'm going to start with red and I'm going to stick it on that bottom part. I found I've got 2 bits of red, so I'm going to peel one off. There we go, so I've stuck it across the bottom of my lighthouse. And I'm going to take another bit, so I'm going to go with blue this time. And I'm going to stick my blue across next. Then I think I might go for purple. And you can overlap them slightly, because you don't want there to be any gaps. Might go for another bit of blue. You might want to do this in a pattern. You might want to do this in rainbow order. You might want to think about something else, some other way to organise your tissue paper. Do a little bit more blue. Do another purple one. Oh, now, so I've got almost to the top. I've got my tissue paper on across the back and I'm almost at the top. So what I'm going to need to do now is I want my yellow ones because I want them to be my rays of my lighthouse. And I've got 3. You might have more, you might have less, you might have saved your reds. But it doesn't fit all the way across. So I might decide actually I'm going to do some yellow and red, or I'm going to cut my yellow in half so I can stick my tissue paper going down. So you still see it, but instead of going horizontal, it's going to go vertical. So it means I need a little bit of glue between each of my rays. Let's put some glue on, just a little bit, remember. And then with my tissue paper, I'm going to stick it so that it's gone down like this. And where's my other little cut bit? So that when I look through, I've got yellow rays. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I'm going to cut one of my bits in half, because this is the colour of the rays I want. You might want red rays or blue rays, but generally a lighthouse has yellow rays. So I've now got my rays and most of my lighthouse, but I'm still missing this top bit. So using the bits of tissue paper I've still got, I'm going to stick them across. And this time I might need to trim them slightly so that they don't then overlap the yellow. So you might want to lay it on, stick it on and then trim it. Oh, that one fitted perfectly. Or you might want to trim it and then stick it on. I'd be careful if you're trimming it and then sticking it on, because you don't want it to be too short. Still needs to cover, so I've stuck it on. Now I'm just going to trim it down. So once that's dry, I have got my beautiful lighthouse. So I've got my lovely tissue papered lighthouse. And And I'm going to put that to one side for a minute. And I'm going to pick up my frame. So my frame is going to go round my tissue paper lighthouse. Not like that, to show how good it is. I can just see straight through it. So I'm looking at the white side, and you want to glue round this white side that I can see. So, I've got glue everywhere. Again, little bit of PVA, don't need too much. I'm gonna glue this round. Glue it round. Ooh. I need enough so it will stick, but not enough so it will go soggy. There we go. And then I'm very carefully going to pick up my tissue paper lighthouse and place it so that my front is stuck down. So I will now be looking at the back. So place it on, try and get it centered. Press gently around the edges so that you know it's all stuck. So I'm now looking, if I hold it up the way I'm looking, at my white frame and the back of my tissue paper. But then if I turn it round, I've got a beautiful framed tissue paper lighthouse. And this is where we can now go into the bag of extra bits, because there are some sequins in here, or there are some shiny parts, and you can decorate the frame. So again, PVA is good for these, it helps them stick, but you don't want to use too much, because again, too much takes away the stickiness. So I'm going to put a bit of PVA on. Ooh. Hopefully you'll be better at this than I am. And very carefully stick it onto my frame. I'm going to have a blue heart on my frame as well. So again, you can put as much or as little decoration onto your frame as you want. A blue heart in this corner. But you'll have loads of different bits to choose from. I've got a silver sequin as well in my bag. I don't know what you're going to have in yours. You have to have a look, see what you can find. You might have a pink sequin or a blue sequin. I've got a silver one. And then they're very fiddly. I'm going to stick it on. And what should I put in my last corner? Let's go with a purple bit. So I've decorated the corners. You can decorate the sides. You can decorate the top. You can just decorate the bottom. It is up to you. And then you will have a beautiful lighthouse picture. And the last bit is there will be a ribbon in your pack. And you want to fold this ribbon in half and then sellotape it onto the back of your picture. Just grabbing my sellotape. So the ribbon is held on to the back, and this means that you can then hang your lighthouse picture in a window and see the light shine through of your lighthouse. Have a go making it. Love to see your creations.